Hey Bratayley fans, I guess you've heard, we're making history. And we're starting at the very beginning. Of our nation, that is.
Yankee Doodle went to town, riding on a pony that he found. Stuck a feather in his hat, called it macaroni, then he kept on riding on his pony.
We're off on a trip back in time to the American Revolution, in costume and undercover. We're in hot pursuit of characters like General George Washington, lady spies, soldiers, presidents, pirates, horses, and some pretty sweet dance moves. We'll travel the original 13 colonies to see what we can find and recreate some of history's most famous moments. So saddle up. Hey, sleepyhead. We got a game.
I woke up today really early because I had like a 9:30 baseball game.
And I almost hit a car when I threw the baseball to my dad. But the car didn't get hit, we're all good. Then someone showed up. George Washington showed up and decided to be pictured.
This is George, the man who led American troops to victory, became the first U.S. president, now taking the mound, and my family on a field trip.
Oh, he's going for a goose. Let's do this.
That didn't go out very well.
This curveball was nasty. It went straight into the ground. I mean, so did his fastball, but you know. I mean, it was great. So this week we went to Delaware and it was awesome. We did a bunch of cool stuff.
delaWHERE?
Delaware?
delaWHAT?
Delaware where?
delaWHO?
delaWHY. So Delaware is a pretty small state. At the time of the Revolution, fewer people lived there than you can pack into Oriole Stadium for a baseball game.
What?
Think about that.
But the people that lived in Delaware, couldn't even fill up the stadium.
35,000 people.
Or at least we're gonna go to their house.
Delaware!
No way.
Wow!
Delaware! What up? Let's just get outside and bring back a photo.
Let's do it. We'll stay rolling.
My dress is all dirty.
It's okay.
It's okay, we're in
I
Delaware.
want to race you to it.
Delaware! Delaware! Delaware!
We were heading to the plantation home of Delaware's biggest patriots.
We're about to go visit the home of my buddy John Dickinson and his wife Mary Norris.
Oh. John and Mary were a husband and wife team.
You think the British hated George Washington? They really hated John Dickinson and his wife Mary.
Why?
He was almost like America's first blogger in a way. He was like super opinionated and he really helped get people riled up and get them pumped up to start America.
Mary was also really influential. She had a huge library and wrote lots of letters exchanging ideas with fellow patriots like Benjamin Franklin.
Welcome to Delaware.
Where dreams come true. Woo! Johnny D, here we come.
Where are we going, Annie?
To Johnny D's house.
Johnny?
We're gonna go see if Johnny D's home.
No, Johnny.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow.
Johnny.
So this would be Mr. Dickinson, Mr. John Dickinson.
Johnny was not very talkative, so we decided to look around the house.
We'll go this way. This is our dining room.
Johnny D spent a lot of time on the run from the British, and so Mary had to run the farm here. That was like one big DIY project.
You guys want to smoke some meat?
They didn't have refrigerators, so they had to smoke the meat to keep it from spoiling.
We went to the smokehouse. My eyes are watering. It was like, made your eyes water if you went in there.
Yeah, that's
You look for it? Good there? All right.
It's like all the smoke when they opened the door like came out and it was all like.
We got a meat sighting! We got a meat sighting! Johnny D's meat!
We got all the meat from the pig, the shoulders, they had the rear end, they had all of that. And I mean, the shoulder was huge, like
Wasn't like that big, it was like that big.
and they put it in this thing called a smokehouse, which had a fire burning, just like a string, and just a bunch of meat on that.
You would take an old rag or an old brush, okay? You would take it, you would dip it in something real sticky like molasses.
Really sticky, almost like black, gooey stuff that you like rubbed on the thing.
We've got some different types of salts. Just take a little pinch of this stuff and start sprinkling it on there. It's gonna kind of absorb into the meat and give it some flavoring.
What is this?
That's bran, and that is basically, it's kind of compare it to something modern. That's like what's in your cereals today.
One was like something that now we put in like cereal.
Like Lucky Charms or like Raisin Bran?
More like Raisin Bran. Yeah.
Would they use Lucky Charms if they had it for that fruity flavor?
And no, it was not Lucky Charms. George Washington.
Whatever. Fruity meat?
Then we went to go tour the house.
Oh yeah, I made potpourri. Poker?
Mary would have had to make sure every room had a little potpourri in it to keep the colonial ants and mice away.
That kind of smells good. Let me smell the peppermint ants don't like. Oh, the dried orange peels, mice didn't like. And I put rosemary, and is that all?
Chick-fil-A.
And cinnamon. I always forget cinnamon.
What does it smell like?
Good.
And back before online shopping, they made all their own clothes here.
So this is our workroom. This is where we do all kinds of fabric arts, weaving and spinning.
There's like this big thing to like sew together, like, but really easily. It had like leftover fabric, and you would just like
Catch the shuttle.
pull the thing through, and then you would step on these two pedals, and it would like switch it. And you would pull the thing forward, and it was like tighten it. It's really cool.
So fluff ball to the string through to the wineplex. And next thing you know, you had a bonnet.
Then there was this other part, which how they got the fabric is they shaved the goat and they put the goat for sheep. Thank you.
You get the sheep a haircut, you put it on here, you go like this to get all the knots out of their hair.
Kind of like a brush.
It's just like combing your hair.
You took it and you made it all straight.
And they kind of did like this. You did this to get it untangled.
It's so soft.
Should I do that to you with your hair?
Let's make some yarn out of your
A
hair.
haircut and then brush it out. I could make something really cool, I'm sure.
Of course, all the light they had came from homemade candles.
And then we did some candle dipping, which is you start with this thing called a wick.
Like a big string, and you'd hold it like this, and you would dip it into the beeswax. And also, hold on, what is it called?
Tomato wax. No.
Tallow? Tallow. And so it had beeswax and tallow, and you would dip it in that. And tallow is the fat of the animal cow.
And probably a goat.
No, and sheep.
Oh my god. Nothing has to do with the goat apparently.
So the animal fat candles might take up to 40 dips.
Not even a quadruple.
Slow and steady.
Candle dipping would be something done on a farm, on a plantation, over a week after the animals had been slaughtered to prepare for the winter. Make sure they had light in the winter because candles were the primary light source, artificial light source, in the 1700s.
Don't double dip. I didn't.
Double dip.
Mom!
After you were done and it looked almost like a candle, you would cut off the two edges and you would put fire on it, and then there you go. It's a candle, but it doesn't last very long because of I've got this tallow. That's really hard to remember. Then we made some biscuits out of salt, wheat flour,
Comma. Lard the size of a hen's egg. So what?
Period.
just
Lard the size of a hen. How big's a hen's egg?
Probably around yay high.
about, what is it called? The lard. Okay, so salt, wheat flour, lard. Salt. Did we even use the salt?
Hayley, then we're gonna need a teaspoon of salt. All right.
We did? Okay, then the salt.
All the wet stuff needs to meet up with all the dry stuff.
Milk.
A little bit more at a time. Oh, a little bit more. There you go.
Don't be afraid to get a little dirty.
You got to like literally.
Beat that dough! Beat it up, beat it up.
Beat it. My God. Beat it. Beat it.
Oh gosh.
Beat it.
We just beat up the dough over and over again.
Stop.
I don't really know why we hit the dough, but then after that,
We rolled them in the ball, put holes in them, put them in the fire.
we heated it up for like 5-10 minutes, and we 2-0? 20. We heated it up for 20 minutes? Guess what we did? Okay, we made biscuits. Yeah. So you want to know the ingredients? Flour. Yeah, yummy, right? Lard. Salt. All he would say is and
And then we took them out and they were kind of burnt.
Well, we burnt a few.
There you go. What do you think?
You know, I think all in all, we did a pretty good job, except for the fact that we burnt them, but they look pretty tasty, if I do say so myself.
Johnny would go on to become a big contributor to the American Constitution. But that was later. First, the colonists had to win their freedom.
I left my wife and 42 kids in the verge of starvation without any gingerbread daddy. Did great. Right for my country. Whoopsie-doo. Left, right, left. My wife and
Delaware's big battle took place at our next stop.
Then we went to Cooch's Bridge. Anybody gonna correct me?
We are at Cooch's Bridge.
What's that bridge called?
Cooch's Bridge! Nailed it! Okay, Cooch's Bridge.
About to go see where the bridge used to be. Got it?
Cooch's Bridge itself isn't there anymore. And lucky for us, neither was the river. Its claim to fame? It's the first battle where the new American flag was flown.
This was the first battle where the colonial troops flew the stars and stripes. As you can see, we got the old school flag. We got the 13 stars in a circle. It also has 13 red and white alternating stripes. Any idea?
You knew that?
H Money, you knew that? Why are there 13 stripes?
because it's the 13 colony.
Woo! So they were really into that 13 thing. We got 13 stars, we got 13 stripes. Give it up for the flag. Cooch's Bridge flag in the hizzy!
September 3rd, 1777, the battle was fought. The Patriots, being well outnumbered by the British soldiers, they lost that battle.
And nobody likes losing, so we decided it was time for a battle of Cooch's Bridge do-over.
Is there a colonist on my back? Let's try and rewrite history here, shall we?
Yep.
We're gonna see if the colonies can win the second great battle of Cooch's Bridge, because we're going to play Capture the Flag right here, right now.
What?
I present you the Union Jack.
The teams were me, Annie, and my dad
1, 2, 3.
History stays!
versus Hayley, George Washington, and my mom.
History changes!
George was, of course, commanding the Patriots.
USA! USA! Going down! Look at that circle flag, y'all! Whoa! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13!
Caleb like hid in like the grass, the tall grass.
George made it past them and was running to the flag.
USA! Go Bulls!
And I swear, he literally knew I had to be somewhere because he was looking back every second. It looked like he was trying to find me. And then right when he was about to grab it, I snuck out and tagged him.
That's how this works! Who made these rules?
Hey, Spike! For the win!
Run, Hayley! Run past him! Run past him!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
At the end, they won. Changed history. The Americans won.